Hello, hello. So my name's Cassandra. I'll be leading you through a Healthletica wave today. Our main focus today will be hips, hamstrings, and calves. So for any of you that have been running a lot lately, we're going to target those areas and get them a little bit more loose. Okay, so I'll meet you on the mat and we're going to begin in a child's pose. So either having the knees together or the knees wider apart. Reaching the hands out in front of you, resting the forehead down onto the mat. Really giving into gravity here, just allowing the body to become heavy. Feeling the breath expand through the back of the body, opening up the rib cage on your inhales. Exhale, closing the rib cage a bit more, stretching through the shoulders as you're reaching the fingers. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to come forward into a tabletop. So lift the gaze, draw yourself forward to hands and knees. The wrists underneath the shoulders, hips stacked over the knees. On your inhale, you're going to allow the belly to fall, tailbone roll high, head lifts up. On your exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, press the mid back towards the ceiling. Inhale, come into your cow pose, belly drops, chest lifts, chin lifts. Exhale, tailbone drops, chin tucks in. One more, inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward, one hand print, and you're going to shift the weight forward. So kind of like a supported plank pose here. So the body's nice and long, pointing through the back of the toes. So the tops of the feet are on the mat. Nice long line all the way from the crown of the head to the knees. On your exhale, you're going to drop the hips down, roll the shoulders back, shine the heart forward, micro bend into the elbows, coming into a cobra. On your exhale, you're going to lead with the hips, shift the hips back, bring the sit bones toward the heels, coming into your child pose. So we're going to move dynamically here. Inhale, come into that modified plank. Exhale, drop the hips, chest lifts, chin lifts, cobra. Inhale here. Exhale, shift the hips back, child's pose. Let's take one more like that. Inhale into your modified plank. Exhale, drop the hips down. Inhale in place, broaden through the chest. Exhale, shift the hips back, child's pose. Next inhale, make your way back up to table. Tuck the toes under, floating the knees an inch off the floor, and then slowly begin to straighten out the legs. Pedal up the feet if you need to, sway the hips side to side, taking any movements here that feel necessary in order to warm up the body. On your next inhale, come up high onto the toes. Exhale, you're going to sink the heels deeper down. Inhale, rise onto the toes. Exhale, root down through the heels, engage the backs of the legs. Inhale. Exhale, sink the heels deeper. Now hold here for 3. Really drive through the heels for 2. And 1. Inhale onto the toes. Carefully, you're going to tiptoe the feet to meet the hands, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, slight bend in the knees. Really engage the hamstrings here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach all the way overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center, coming to the top of your mat. So I'm just going to fix my camera. From here, on your next inhale, arms are going to reach overhead. Exhale, hinge forward and fold, deep bend into the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Engage the glutes and the hamstrings. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms reach all the way overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We're going to do that once more, so half sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, deep bend in the knees, fly forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Coming back up. Inhale, root to rise, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We're going to get into our sun salutation here, the full variation. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge forward and full. Send the weight more so into the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins. Engage the glutes. Squeeze. Exhale, fold. Ground the hands down this time and step your way back to plank. So I'm going to take a modified variation here for your chaturanga into your vinyasa. So drop the knees if you need to. If not, you can keep them lifted. On your exhale, you're lowering. The elbows point back. Send the chest forward, halfway down. Inhale, sweep the chest forward, shoulders back, heart opens. Bend the elbows as much as you need to here for your cobra or upward dog. Exhale, shift the hips back, child's pose, or tuck the toes. Come up into your downward facing dog. So feel free throughout class to modify if you need to. Really make this practice your own. So you can take that flow, you can skip your flow if need be, or take a full vinyasa, and I'll demonstrate that next. On your inhale, we're going to come high toes, roll the torso forward. Try to articulate through the spine, nice and slow. The head is the last to arrive. If you're taking a full vinyasa, knees stay lifted. Exhale, elbows bend back, halfway down. Flip over the toes. Inhale, sweep the chest forward, shoulders open. And then exhale, shift the hips up and back. Curl the toes back under, downward facing dog. So again, taking your variation of your flows. Next inhale, you're going to float that right leg off of the mat. Drive through the right heel. So you don't want to open up the right hip. We're not going there. Keep the hips nice and square. The right toes point to the floor. And then see if you can root deeper down through the left heel. Next inhale, you're going to bring the knee to the nose. Round the spine. Inhale, extend the right leg back to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Now this time we're going to step it through. So try and step it as far as you can without using the hands. If you need to use the hands, then tiptoe that foot a little further forward. We're going to drop the back knee down, coming into a low lunge. If you have any knee sensitivity here, please feel free to bring up a pillow or blanket under the knee. Once you arrive here, hands come onto the front leg. Inhale, belly forward, chest forward, chin lifts. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Mid-back presses towards the back of the room. Inhale into your cow pose. Exhale back into your cat pose. One more, just warming up the spine here. And come back. Bring it to neutral on your next inhale. From here, really set up your foundation. So make sure the legs are nice and strong. Right knee over the right ankle, left hip over the left knee. We're going to bring the hands out behind us. Interlace them. If that's too much, you can just grab opposite elbows or take the hands to the hips, your choice. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back and then draw the hands further down the back if you can. So aiming to reach those fingertips towards the back leg. We're going to sink a little deeper, so tiptoe that right foot forward and sink the hips forward. But still stay open through the chest. Keep the core maintained, so the core is pulling towards the spine. Sink a little lower if you can. Now, if you want to take this into a slight back bend, keep rolling the shoulders back. Open up from the chest. So think of lifting from the sternum all the way up through the face and not dumping into that low back. You don't want any pain in the low back. So you're staying nice and strong through the lower half of the body and lifting through the chest. For another 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back up, engage the core. Release the hands. You're going to bring the hands to frame the front foot. If you can't exactly reach, you can always take some sort of props underneath the hands if you have those at home. If not, just try your best with the fingertips on the floor. So inhale, we're going to shift the hips forward a little more. On your exhale, you're going to straighten out that front leg, send the hips back, right toes flex up towards the ceiling. Really try and lead with the chest here. Try not to round the back. You want to shine the heart forward, shoulders are pinching back towards one another. Now we're going to move dynamically here, so going forward and back. Inhale, come forward into your low lunge. Exhale back into your half split. Really flex the right toes back. Take another 2. Moving at your own pace, going as slow or as fast as you need to. Last one. Once you're folded over the straight leg, we're going to pause here, challenging our balance a little bit. So if this is enough for you, please stay. If you do want to go a little bit deeper, really lengthen through the back of the body. Maybe you're floating one arm into a T shape. Maybe you're floating both. I'll turn forward just so you guys can see the alignment a little bit better. So we're here. Feel free to stay like this. If you want to take it into a little twist, you're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right leg, wherever you can reach, and then right hand reaches to the back of your mat. Keep spiraling through the torso. Another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, float it back through center. Exhale, the hands drop down. From here, those right toes are going to go out to the right side. So we're really working that IT bend. Rotate the right toes to the right side. Inhale. On your next inhale, draw the toes back through center. Really keep the foot flexed towards the face. And then we're going to internally rotate that right leg. So the toes are pointing inwards. Inhale through center. And then exhale, turn the toes to the right side. One more time. Inhale through center. Exhale, turn it in. Inhale through center. And then exhale, you're going to come back into your low lunge. Bend into the right knee. From here, ground through the left hand. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, right fingers to the back of the mat. You can stay here or bend that back leg in. Reach for the left foot and try not to draw the hips back towards that heel just so you can grab it. You want to stay in a deep lunge here and try to pull that foot in towards the sit bone. So maybe bending that right elbow if you can, if you're a little more flexible here. For 3, 2, 1. Release that left foot. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, hand comes inside the right foot. Tuck the left toes under. We're going to swivel the hips. So the left foot grounds down. So the left foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. You're going to sweep the left arm up and around, making your way up into a warrior 2. So deep bend into the right knee. Inhale, extend the front leg. Exhale, you're going to bend that right knee. Press the hands down. Inhale, lift it up. Extend the front leg. Exhale, bend. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Holding here. For 3, gaze over the front fingers. Engage the core for 2. And 1. Exhale. Cartwheel the hands down. Tuck the back toes under. Step right foot back to meet the left. You can either flow or go straight back to your downward facing dog. Once you arrive, we're going to sweep that left leg off the floor this time. Inhale. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend it back up. Really drive through the left heel. Left toes flex to the floor. Right heel grounds deeper down again. Focusing on the calves, hamstrings, and glutes here. Stretching them out. Next, inhale, draw the knee to your nose. Exhale, send it back. Last one, inhale, come forward. And then we're going to step that foot through, wiggle the toes forward slightly if you need to. Then from here, we're dropping the back knee down. Again, if you need some more support, grab that pillow or whatever else you need. Set up your foundation. Left knee over left ankle, right hip stacked over the right knee. Hands come to the front leg. A little bit of cat and cow here. Inhale, belly forward, chest forward, chin lifts. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Keep pressing that right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale through center. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Now from here, really make sure you have the correct alignment. Pull that left hip back, right hip forward. Make sure the belly is pulling towards the spine, and then you're lengthening the tailbone down towards the floor. Again, choose your arm variation. You can keep the hands on the hips, fingers interlaced, or opposite elbow grab. Whichever variation you're doing, on your inhale, you're gonna roll the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back, really pinch the space in between the shoulders. So you're engaging the back body. On your inhale, you can either stay or take a slight back bend. Open up through the sternum, open up the rib cage like a rainbow. Press left hip back, right hip forward. Keep the core engaged, not dumping into the low back here for another 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, engage the core. Come back through center. Exhale, release your grip. Hands down to frame that left foot. From here, sink a little deeper if you can. Really tiptoeing that left foot forward. Getting a nice deep stretch into the hip flexors. Then slowly leading with the hips. On your exhale, you're gonna shift the hips back, straighten out that front leg. Flex the left toes back towards the face. Actively stretching here, so you're getting into that left calf and the left hamstring. On your next inhale, we're gonna come back forward, deep bend into the left knee. Exhale, shift it back. Try and get a little further each time. So with the dynamic movement, we're testing our range of motion and trying to push past it a little more each time. Inhale, come forward. Keep a nice long line through the spine. Exhale, shift it back. Let's go for 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Once you're folded over that straight leg, we're going to pause here. Keep leading with the chest. Again, if this is enough, please stay here. If you do want to take it into a little bit of a balance, maybe floating one arm, maybe floating both. Really engage the core, lift through the center. Stay or maybe twist it out. Right hand to the outside of the left leg, wherever you can reach, and then left hand reaches to the back. Going for another 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, float it back through center. Exhale, release the hands down, bend back into the left knee. So the right hand is gonna stay grounded. Inhale, left arm. Oh, actually, let's rewind. We forgot our IT band stretch. Let's shift the hips back once more, and we're gonna turn the toes out. So on your inhale, extend through the chest. On the exhale, left toes to the left side. So really getting that outer portion of the left leg. Inhale, bring the toes through center. Exhale, turn the toes in. We're gonna go 1 more time each way. Notice where it feels the most intense and try and stay there. So inhale through center. Exhale, turn it out. Don't push past your limit. Just notice where your limit is and then breathe through it. Inhale through center. Exhale, turn it in. Inhale through center, and then exhale, bend back into the left knee. Now we're gonna ground the right hand down. Inhale, the left arm floats to the ceiling, coming into your low lunge, twisted low lunge. If you do wanna go deeper, left hand to the back of the room. You can stay or bend into that right leg, reach for the right foot, and then stack the shoulders on top of one another. Again, try not to shift the hips back, just to reach the foot. Even if you can't reach, I still want the hips sinking towards the mat. And maybe we're just reaching here today and flexing the toes. That's also a great way to strengthen the back hamstring. So wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. And then slowly begin to release that back foot if you're in the bind. Inhale, left arm overhead. Exhale, you're going to drop the left hand inside the left foot. Right toes tuck under. And then you're going to spiral that right foot down. So your right foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. You're going to cartwheel yourself up to a warrior two. So really make sure that left knee is over the left ankle, shoulders over hips, and then gaze forward. On your inhale, you're going to flip the palms and then extend the front leg as if you're going to clap your hands over your head. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale in place, and then on your exhale, you're going to cartwheel the hands down, tuck the back toes under, step left foot back to meet the right, either flow or go straight back to your downward facing dog. Once you arrive, take 2 breaths here. Either in stillness or subtle movements, whatever your body is craving. Really tuning into how you feel within this moment. Shoulders away from the ears, driving through the heels a little bit more. You can keep a slight bend in the knees if you need to. On your next inhale, right leg's going to float. On your exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, knee to nose. We're going to step it through and come to a high lunge this time. So set up your foundation first. Make sure the knee is stacked over the ankle. When you feel stable, inhale, arms reach up. Maybe keeping a slight bend into that back knee. If you have any lower back issues. From here, we're going to take the hands, interlace behind the back. If you didn't take that option in the low lunge, maybe take the option you did there. If you want to challenge yourself, feel free to do so. Keep pulling right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, lift the chest. See if you can draw the arms down the back of the leg. Engaging the core. Inhale through center. Keep the hands interlaced. On your exhale, straighten out that left leg. Shift the weight forward, runner's lunge with the hands interlaced. I'm going to do it one more time. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, take it into a back bend. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, runner's lunge and hold. Keep the belly off of the front thigh. The knee is tracking right over the ankle. You can stay here. If you want to take it into a balance, we're going to shift the weight forward. Tiptoe the back foot in, maybe floating the left foot off of the mat. Coming into your warrior 3. Keep the hips level, keep them square. And then slowly bend into the right knee. Release the left foot to step beside the right. We're coming into chair pose, release the arms. Inhale, arms reach in line with the ears. Shift more weight back into the heels. Maybe floating the toes off the mat. Really scooping the tailbone under, belly back to the spine. Sink a little lower for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're coming back into our chair. Inhale, sweep it forward just for a moment. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Really think of the backs of the legs here, engaging through them. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, chair pose, bend the knees, sweep the arms forward. Core is engaged. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings. Exhale, fold. Ground the hands, step or hop back to your plank. Either flow or go straight back to your downward facing dog. Once you arrive, take 2 breaths here. Spiraling the elbows of the eyes of the elbows forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep the rib cage maintained. Inhale, this time left leg off the floor. Drive through the left heel, engage both of the legs. Inhale, bring the left knee to the nose. You're high onto the right toe mounts. And then extend the left leg back up. Next, exhale, knee to nose. You're going to step the left foot through this time. Again, set up your foundation. Spread the left toes wide, ground through the foot. Once you're stable, inhale, arms sweep up. Maybe bending the back knee, maybe keeping it straight. As long as the hips remain square, the belly's engaged, tailbone is shooting down towards the floor, you are in correct alignment. Sink a little deeper. From here, either hands to hips, opposite elbow grab, or interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders up on your inhale. Exhale, roll them down. Squeeze the back body. You can stay or inhale. Lift the chest. Exhale, back bend. Try to slide the hands down the back of the leg. Not dumping into the low back. Sink deeper into the left knee. Inhale, bring the chest up. Exhale, fold forward into your runner's lunge. Belly off of the front thigh. Try not to rest here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower back. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Make sure the knee's over the ankle. You can stay here or taking it into a warrior three. Shift the weight forward. Maybe the right toes float off of the mat. Nice long line from the crown of the head to the back heel. For another 3, 2, and 1. Bend that left knee, release the arms. Right foot steps to meet the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, release the legs. We're going to be here for a little bit longer. So taking any variation of a forward fold that suits your body today. You can hang out with the hands grabbing opposite elbows. You can take a big toe grab, whatever works for your body. And I want you to keep a micro bend into the knees. We're going to gently sway from side to side, releasing any work in the legs. Allowing the head to become heavy. And then slowly release your hands. I want you to bend your knees as much as you can in order for your hands to be flat on the floor. So you want to ground the hands down firmly and then take the hands, maybe one handprint in front of where they are. So you don't want the hands under the shoulders. Again, deep bend into the knees. We're just going to rock the weight forward and back. So I want you to shift the weight forward onto the toes. Maybe your heels lift. Exhale, you're going to shift. Maybe the toes float, just getting into different areas of the backs of the legs. So inhale, shift the weight forward, make sure the hands are grounded. Maybe you can release the heels off the floor. Exhale, shift it back, maybe the toes lift. Let's go for another 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And come back to neutral. Deep bend into both knees. Carefully rolling up bone by bone. Your head is the last to arrive. Coming to standing, nice and slow. Nice work. Once you arrive, we're going to take the toes together, heels slightly apart. A little bit of a side bend here. Inhale, arms reach. On your exhale, the right hand is going to drop down and then side bend over to the right. Keep the core engaged, belly back to the spine. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, opposite way. Trying to maintain the core, so don't take it into a back bend and splay through the rib cage. Keep the core maintained, and we're just leaning to the side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, fold, round the hands down, step or hop back to plank. We're going to hold here, or if you want a little more of a challenge, we're going to do opposite shoulder taps. So right hand to left shoulder, and then alternate. We're going to go for 5. If this doesn't serve you, you can just hold your plank. Another 3, 2, 1. And either flow if you feel it's necessary, or go straight back to your down dog. Once you arrive, on your next inhale, the right leg's going to float off the floor. Bend that right knee, stack the right hip on top of left. So coming into a little bit of a hip opener here, your right knee should be the highest point. Try to shift the weight equally through both hands. You don't want to dump all the weight into the left hand, even though most of our body weight is on that side. Try to even it out through that right hand too. On your next inhale, you're going to shift forward, step the right foot down, and then we're going to swivel that back foot down as we did earlier. Cartwheel yourself up to a warrior 2. Deep bend into the front knee. Then from here, you're going to reach forward, up and back, reverse your warrior. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, you're going to shift it forward. Keep reaching that right hand. The right palm is going to face the ceiling. The left palm is going to meet it. So pretend you're holding a big beach ball in between the hands. More of an active side lunge here. And then open through that left shoulder. Take the gaze up. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, back bend slightly. Inhale through center. And then exhale, lean forward, bend the right knee. Release the hands down inside of that right leg, and then you're going to crawl back to the left side. So going through a forward fold, left toes are going to point to the left side, deep bend into the left knee, and right toes point to the ceiling. Coming into Skandasana here. Right toes flex to the ceiling. If you're comfortable here, maybe the hands can come to heart center. Just make sure that left knee is over the left ankle. Hands ground down. Inhale through center. Extend both legs. Coming into a wide-legged forward fold. And then again from here, we're just going to walk the hands forward slightly. And you're going to shift the weight forward and back. So inhale, come forward. Maybe you can release the heels off the mat. Exhale, shift the weight back. Flex the toes back. See if you can just balance on the heels. Might be a little awkward. Might be a little bit new. That's okay. Inhale, come forward, rise onto the toes if you can. Get those calves engaged. Exhale, shift it back. Flex the toes up if you can. Really trying to distribute the weight. Then once you come into your forward fold, we're going to release, ground the feet, and see if you can walk the hands back in line with the feet. And each body may be different, so you may have to walk the feet closer or further apart to feel the stretch. Take whatever you need to best suit your body today. On your next inhale, we're going to halfway lift. On your exhale, fold. You're going to turn the right toes forward, bend into the right knee, and then just walk the hands around the right foot, left toes curl under. So we're in like a nice little runner's lunge here. On your inhale, you're going to keep pulling the chest forward. And this is where you want to stay. Feel free. If you can balance without the hands, see if you can float the body. So that's your inhale. On your exhale, your hands are going to ground. We're going to come into a variation of pyramid pose. You're going to lead with the hip, shift the hips up and back. The back heel probably will not ground, but feel the engagement through both legs. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. So again, like that. Inhale, coming forward. Maybe the hands lift, engage the core. Exhale, fold. Straighten out both legs. Allow the torso to fall. See if you can ground deeper through the left heel. Once more. Inhale. Maybe the hands float, engage the core, shoulders over hips. Exhale, fold forward, extend the legs out. Bend into the right knee, ground the hands. Then from here, you're going to take the right hand inside the right foot. We're going to come into a lizard lunge here. So drop the back knee down, allow the foot to rest. And then maybe bringing that right hand to the right thigh and opening through the outer portion of your right leg, getting into the side of the glute. Stack right shoulder on top of left. On your next inhale, release. Drop that right hand down, left toes curl under. You're just gonna step that right foot back to meet the left. You can either flow or go straight back to your downward facing dog. We have one side left, we're almost there. On your next inhale, float that left leg off the mat, bend the left knee, stack left hip on top of right. Again, trying to evenly distribute the weight. Press that left knee up a little bit higher, engage the core. Shoulders are even. Inhale, draw that left knee forward, stepping it through. And then from here, we're gonna ground through that right foot. So back foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat. Inhale, sweep it up to a warrior two. Deep bend into the left knee. Find your setup, make sure the legs are strong, core is engaged. Left palm is gonna flip, you're reaching forward, up, and then back, reverse your warrior. Inhale, float it back up. You're gonna lean it forward, and then right hand is gonna follow as if you're holding a big beach ball, and then opening the chest up to stack on top of the left side of your body. Deeper bend in the left knee. Inhale, float it up, extend that left leg, and then reach the fingertips back. Press the right hip further forward and lean. Inhale, float it up through center. Exhale, bend the left knee, reach the fingertips. Take the hands inside of that left leg this time. You're gonna crawl towards the right side of your mat. Left toes spin, so you're gonna forward fold for a moment. Right toes spin out to the right side. Deep bend in the right knee. Left toes to the ceiling. Coming into Skandasana. Again, you can stay here with the hands grounded. For my level 2s, a little bit more advanced, maybe bringing the hands to heart center. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, we're gonna come through a forward fold. Toes are spinning forward. Then from here, you're gonna walk your hands back underneath your legs, if you can, or in line with your feet. Take the option that best suits you. And then from here, we're gonna turn those left toes forward. Walk the hands to the left foot. You're gonna keep them on either side. So let's walk it around and we're gonna move forward and back. Make sure that left knee is stacked over the left ankle. If you have to shorten your stance slightly, hop the back foot in. On your inhale, maybe lifting the chest like we did the other time. Exhale, fold it forward, and then straighten out both legs. Try to drive the right heel into the mat a little more. Inhale, come forward. Maybe you're lifting the chest. Exhale, release, straighten out the legs. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale, come back forward. Left hand comes inside the left leg. Drop that back knee down. You can tiptoe the left foot out to the left side of the mat if you need a little more space. And then from here, keep that right palm under the right shoulder. Left hand is gonna press to the inner thigh. So you're actually working on the outer portion of that left leg. Maybe you're rolling to the outer edge of the left foot. Just make sure the left knee is in line with the left ankle. Take another 2 breaths here. And from here, releasing that left foot back down. You're going to take the left hand inside the left foot, tuck the right toe mounts under, and then just sweep that left foot around into your plank. You can either flow or go straight back to your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We're going to come into one balancing hip opener here. So we're going to come into figure 4. Hands to the hips, spread the left toes wide, ground through the foot. Inhale, right leg floats. On your exhale, externally rotate that right leg, so the right leg's out to the right side, and you're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. If that's too intense, you can always come into tree legs instead. Take your variation. You know your body best. So wherever you are, take hands to heart center. Inhale in place. You want to get a little deeper with it. If you're in tree, stay upright. If you're going for figure 4, slight bend into the left knee, and then shift the hips a little further back. Make sure the right toes are flexed back to the right knee. So really getting into those rotator muscles here. Go as deep as you can without feeling any pain. If you feel pain, please come out of the pose slightly, maybe lifting a little higher. A slight stretch and a little bit of discomfort is fine, but no pain. On your next inhale, we're going to come up. From here, you're going to release that right leg forward. Just extend it. We're going to work on that left hamstring. So if this doesn't work with the right leg extended, you could always just bring that right heel on the floor. But I want everyone to try at least one with the right heel lifted. We're going to isolate that left leg. So take a little bend, basically like a little pistol squat, and then coming back up. So exhale, bend. Inhale, recover. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and that was the last one. Release the right foot, shake the left leg out. All right, one side left. Ground the right toes wide, spread the foot. Inhale, left leg floats. Exhale, externally rotate, so left leg to the left side. You can either come into your tree pose, it may be different on this side, whichever variation of tree you wish, as long as there's no pressure on the knee joint. If you're coming into figure 4, crossing that left ankle on top of the right knee. So you don't want it resting on the joint. You want to bring the foot a little higher than your knee joint. Flex the left toes back, and then shift the weight back, slight bend into the right knee if you're coming into figure 4. If you're in tree pose, stay upright. This side may be different. No judgment, just notice your body's limitations. Wherever you are, let's hold for another 3 breaths. Finding a steady point of focus, this is your drishti point. Really tune in and concentrate to avoid any wobbling or falling out of the pose. On your next inhale, slowly begin to rise. Drive through that right heel to come up to standing. Exhale, release that left leg forward this time. So again, isolating the right leg now. If you can keep that left leg lifted, do. If not, you can just rest the left heel down on the floor. So make sure that right knee stays in line with the right ankle. You can look down if you need to. We're going to bend that right knee and then come back up. So exhale, you're bending. Inhale, you're rising. Take 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more just for fun. And come back up to standing. Release that left foot down and shake it out. Nice work. Come back to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the glutes. We're going to hold this. Roll the shoulders back, heart shines forward. Now you can stay here or reach the hands back. Maybe release the toes off of the floor. You can keep a bend in the knees or straighten, whatever feels best. So your back is parallel with the floor. Drop the heels down. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, ground a hand, step, or hop back to plank. You can either take one more vinyasa or just meet me back in a downward facing dog. Next inhale, we're going to come into pigeon. So reach that right leg up, stack right hip on top of left, and you're going to bring the right knee towards the right wrist. Shin is coming towards the top of your mat. You can wiggle those left toes back, coming into your pigeon pose here. So just make sure the hips are square. You don't want to sit onto that right hip. That doesn't really do much. You're going to square off the hips. So we're getting a nice stretch into the rotator muscles of that right leg. Make sure the right toes are flexed back to the right knee. So you can stay here in your pigeon posture, or if you want to go a little deeper and if flexibility allows, begin to walk the hands forward, coming into a sleeping pigeon or sleeping swan pose. And if none of these variations work for you, you could always take a figure four seated instead. So you can either stay here or take this pose lying down on the back as well. So again, many options. Take the one that suits your body best. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. Be starting to cultivate your ujjayi breath. So deep breathing, bringing the breath into the back of the throat. And exhale all the way from throat to the belly. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. 2 more breaths. Notice where you may be holding any unnecessary tension. You're gripping the fingers, wrinkling up the forehead, trying to release and really breathe into that right hip. And from here, we're just going to sit onto the right hip, swing that left leg all the way around. So we're coming into tree legs here. Left toes flex up towards the face. You're bringing the right sole of the foot in towards the left inner thigh. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. If you can grab the foot, see if you can grab the ball of the foot and really pull it back. So you're getting a nice stretch into that calf muscle. If you can't reach the foot, I still want you to try. Just bend the knee and then pull the toes back. So you're really getting into the calf. So whichever way you are doing it, we're trying to target the calf muscle instead of the hamstring so much. But if the leg is straight, obviously you will be getting a hamstring stretch too. On your next inhale, fingers reach forward. Exhale, hands down beside you. So from here, what we're going to try and circle this left leg all the way back around to pigeon without using the hands. So let's bring the hands into prayer. You're going to sit onto the right hip. The left hip is lifted. Lift the left leg and then swing it all the way around if you can. Try your best. There you go. We're going to tuck those left toes under. Step right foot back. Just paddle out the feet. Sway the hips. And then easy transition here. We're going to come into the other side. Left leg lifts to the ceiling. Stack left hip on top of right. Bend the left knee. Inhale, bring the left knee to the left wrist. Coming into your pigeon pose. Trying to sit as deeply as you can into the posture. If you want to intensify this stretch, if you bring the shin closer to the top of the mat, you'll intensify it. If you want to lessen the stretch, you bring the leg closer to you. So again, take whichever option's best. See if you can wiggle those right toes back. Keep the left toes flexed to the left knee. And if you can begin to fold forward, you can walk the hands. But if this doesn't work for you, again, swing that leg around. You're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh. You can stay here or take it lying down, coming into thread the needle. So whichever options work, many different poses to target the same area, same sort of stretch. Coming back into our Ujjayi breath. So breathing deeply, trying to bring a constriction to the back of the throat as we breathe. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. 2 more. Just notice how the side differs from the other without judgment, just awareness of how your body is feeling today. Many different factors can affect the tightness within your body. Just taking this time to take care of yourself. And from here, if you're in your sleeping swan with the hands forward, begin to walk yourself back up to seated. We're all going to sit onto that left hip, swing the right leg around, right toes flex to the ceiling. That left foot comes to the right inner thigh. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, lead with the chest. Reach as far as you can. And when you can't reach anymore, then drop the hands down. So again, we are trying to reach for the foot for today. If you can't reach it with the leg straight, keep a deep bend into that right knee and reach for the ball of the right foot and really pull it back. So you want to feel that resistance that you're creating. And then eventually, maybe sliding the heel out, coming to a straight leg. But again, progress, it takes time, lots of work, lots of attention to the body. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the fingertips, coming back up to seated. Exhale, hands down beside you. From here, we're just going to bend that right leg in as well. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Inhale to sit nice and tall. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Lead with the heart. If you want to intensify, press the elbows in towards the inner thighs. Again, working those rotator muscles. On your next inhale, coming back up to seated. Exhale, closing the legs, rock back onto the sit bones. Maybe floating the feet off of the floor, coming into Navasana, boat pose. If not, you can keep the feet grounded, no problem. Wherever you are in your boat pose, as long as you're lifting through the chest, rolling the shoulders back, maintaining the correct alignment of the pose, and breathing through it, you're doing it correctly. We're slowly going to lower onto the floor, lowering onto our backs for 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest, and then gently rock from side to side, massaging your low back, releasing any sort of tension created. Slowly begin to release the left foot down to the floor. You're going to keep that right knee hugging into your body, interlacing the hands around the right shin. Pull the knee a little bit closer to the belly. Then from here, slightly raise the foot. You're going to interlace your hands behind the right hamstring and see if you can extend that right leg fully. So you want to extend from the knee all the way to the ankle to the ceiling. Yeah, so try again. Bend that right leg. Keep the thigh where it is, so the thigh is not moving, just the lower leg is moving. See if you can extend it. It might not get too straight, that's fine, as long as you're not moving the upper portion of your leg. You want to isolate the bottom. One more time. Inhale, lift. Now pausing here, even if the knee is bent, that's great. You're going to reach the right hand to wherever you can reach on the right foot. So we're coming into half happy baby pose here. The left hand is going to release to the left hip, and then see if you can extend that left leg out as well. So you can keep a deep bend into that right knee. If you do want to take it a little deeper, maybe see if you can play around with bending and stretching that right leg. Just see how far you can go. Again, keeping the thigh in place. We don't want to move the thigh, just the lower leg. Take one more breath. Then from here, you're going to release your right hand into a T arm. Keep the right leg in the air. Left hand to the outside of the right leg, wherever you can reach, and crossing it over the body, coming into a reclined twist. Really stay grounded through both shoulders, and then trying to twist deeper at the waist and gaze to those right fingertips. For another 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, release the right leg down, and then bring that left knee to the chest. And we're going to bend into that right knee to begin as well. So the right foot's on the mat, left knee is hugging in towards the chest. Keep pulling it in a little bit tighter. Each exhale, you're drawing it in. Make sure the chin is gently tucked in, the shoulders are staying grounded. Now lift the bottom portion of the left leg, slip the hands underneath so you're hugging on to that hamstring. On your inhale, keep the thigh where it is. Just extend the bottom portion of the leg as much as you can. We're keeping the foot flexed so the toes are back to the face. Release it back down. So again, just taking a few here, noticing your range of motion. Doesn't have to look exactly like anyone else's. Just be aware of how your body's feeling and how far your limbs will take you. Next inhale, we're going to keep that left leg extended up to the ceiling as much as you can, again, without moving the thigh. Stay here. You're going to release the right hand to the right hip, extend the right leg out, and then reach wherever you can on that left leg, coming into half happy baby pose. So you can reach the foot, the calf, you can stay with that hamstring, whatever suits your body. And then again, from here, maybe bending and stretching that left leg, working the hamstring, working your range of motion. Once you've had enough of that, we're going to release the left hand to a T shape, right hand to the outside of the left leg, cross the leg over the body, coming into your reclined twist. Ground through both shoulders, gaze to the left fingers. Inhale, float it back up through center. Exhale, release. You're going to bring both legs down the mat. We're coming into our final resting posture, Shavasana. Toes splay out to either side, palms facing upward, shoulders drop down the back. Closing the eyes. Releasing any sort of breath control. And just beginning to observe the body. Notice how you came into practice as opposed to how you're feeling now. Taking in all the benefits of your practice this afternoon. Just allowing yourself to be where you are within the space. Letting the mind calm. Relaxing all the muscles of the body, softening and melting into the mat. And fully releasing. Allowing the support beneath you to keep you lifted and grounded. Feel free to stay here as long as you would like. Whenever you are ready to come out of stillness, you're going to begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Gently rock the head from side to side. On your next inhale, pointing the toes, reaching the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. Exhale, sigh it out. From here, bending the knees in, both feet onto the mat, carefully rolling over onto one side, using your arm as a pillow. The arm that you're not using as a pillow is going to come in front of your belly. Press into that palm, lift yourself up to seated, facing the front. Bringing hands to heart center, keeping the eyes closed if you can. Taking a cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great day. See ya.